Well, the first official teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday has been leaked. Yeah, that's right. But not only has just the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday been leaked, but the audio for the second teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday has also been leaked. And the first trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day has also leaked as well.
Together, don't walk us so. Love together.
What is what is happening right now at Marvel and Sony that everyone is just leaking their shit? Like, what is going on? Because first we had the Doomsday trailer get leaked because, as we been hearing, we were told that the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday would play in front of Avatar Fire and Ash, which is coming out tomorrow at the time I'm recording this video. Although by the time I upload this video, Fire and Ash will be out because I'm uploading this tomorrow. So yeah, we were told that the Doomsday trailer would play in front of Avatar Fire and Ash, and I guess it's been playing in some theaters early, and of course, as we tend to do here in the movie world, someone recorded a trailer and it has now been absolutely just plastered all over the place on social media. So, yeah, chances are you've probably seen the teaser trailer by now, and if not, well, then I guess you've been spoiled because it is been confirmed, or it has been confirmed, that Chris Evans is going to be returning as Steve Rogers in Avengers Doomsday. Yep, that is right. And there's been people saying, like, oh, what about Sam Wilson? Like, he's Captain America. Like, how is Steve Rogers gonna be in Avengers Doomsday if Sam Wilson is Captain America? And it's like, nowhere in the trailer did it show Steve Rogers was gonna become Captain America. Like, the most that we got was him looking at his Endgame suit, and that was it. Like, otherwise, he's just Steve Rogers. So it's kind of gonna be like a Infinity War situation, you know, where he's kind of Captain America, but like not really because he had the suit on and stuff, but he also had like those Wakandan shields. So it's probably going to be a situation like Infinity War where he's kind of Captain America, but like not really, you know, because Sam Wilson is Captain America. We know that. We also know that he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday and in Avengers Secret Wars. So yeah, Sam Wilson is not going anywhere. But yeah, I'm thinking it is mostly just going to be Steve Rogers that is in Avengers Doomsday, and he might suit up in the movie, who's to say? But yeah, anyways, I thought I would go ahead and talk about how I think Steve Rogers could fit into the movie, because we've been hearing fan theories and stuff, or like rumors about how Steve Rogers is going to be in Avengers Doomsday, but that was like way before these teaser trailers even came out. We were told that, like, yeah, Chris Evans is coming back as Steve Rogers, and I was like, I don't know if I 100% believe that, but judging by this teaser trailer that is focused on Steve Rogers, it seems to confirm that. So, yeah, there's been like rumors going around that basically how it is going to work, and how I'm pretty sure it is going to work, because why else would he be in the movie, is that in the teaser trailer, we see that Steve Rogers has a baby. Yep, that is right. Steve Rogers has a kid. And as we all know, Steve Rogers is not supposed to be in that timeline. He is supposed to be in the main MCU timeline because, as we all know, at the end of Avengers Endgame, he took the Infinity Stones, he went back and, like, you know, put them back where they were supposed to be. And then at the end of that, he was like, oh, maybe I should try some of that life that Tony was talking about. And so he decides to go live his life with Peggy Carter back in, I think it was like 19. It was after World War II, is essentially when he traveled back in time too. So yeah, I'm thinking what's going to happen is that after he, you know, has the baby, Doctor Doom is going to see that baby and be like, that baby is not supposed to exist. You know what I'm saying? Because technically, it is not supposed to exist, because Steve Rogers isn't even supposed to be in that timeline to begin with. He's supposed to be in the main MCU timeline. But because of his events, like going back in time and everything, and deciding to stay in the past, it's probably going to cause like this incursion thing where, you know, Battle World is kind of what leads to that, where it's like multiple like worlds colliding and things like that. I'm thinking Steve Rogers going back in time to live with Peggy Carter is mostly going to be the cause of like these incursions and things like that and this like multiverse stuff, because we've also been told that Avengers Doomsday is going to be a direct sequel to Avengers Endgame. Now, that is kind of crazy to say that, but I guess it technically is the best move because, you know, they haven't really had like any build up for Doctor Doom in the MCU like at all, because as we all know, Kang was supposed to be the main big bad for the multiverse saga, but because of people not really liking him all that much in Quantum Mania, and because of the whole like Jonathan Majors situation, Marvel decided to shift gears from Kang the Conqueror to Doctor Doom. But now they have a situation on their hands where they haven't really built up Doctor Doom all that much, and so they're kind of like, oh, what are we supposed to do here? And so then they were like, you know what? Screw it. Avengers Endgame is going to be a direct sequel, or Avengers Endgame is going to lead directly to Avengers Doomsday, which I mean, hey, I guess that's kind of the best strategy that they have at the moment. So, yeah, the events of Endgame are heavily going to impact what happens in Avengers Doomsday. So, yeah, Steve Rogers' baby, Doctor Doom's gonna see the baby, he's gonna be like, that baby's not supposed to exist, and he's probably gonna, go after the baby, and everyone's probably gonna, try to prevent that from happening. And like I said, we could potentially get Steve Rogers suiting up as Captain America, who's to say. Another theory that I actually have seen going around that I kind of dig is that Steve Rogers is going to see that Sam Wilson becomes, like, this really great Captain America and everything during the events of Doomsday, and that is what is going to make him go back to the main timeline to give, Endgame Sam the shield, because as we all know, at the end of Avengers Endgame, Steve Rogers is an old man, and he gives the shield to Sam Wilson. But the question is, how did he get that shield in the first place? Because in Avengers Endgame, Thanos destroyed Steve Rogers' shield, so it's like, how did he get that shield? Maybe it was Sam Wilson in Doomsday gave Steve Rogers the shield, and then Steve goes to the past, which is technically, the future. It's kind of confusing when you think about it because it kind of doesn't really make sense, but I kind of like it at the same time because Sam Wilson in Doomsday will give the shield to Steve, so that Steve can go to Endgame to give the shield to Sam, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a reverse. It's kind of like a full circle moment, but then it's like, what's Sam Wilson gonna do with the shield that he gave to Steve? Because then he's not gonna have a shield. I don't know if I don't know how he's gonna get a new shield if that ends up being the case. He'll probably end up getting another one, maybe through Wakanda, or maybe someone else. Who's to say? But I kind of like that theory, but at the same time, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when you think about it. Because yeah, some people are speculating that Steve will see that Sam will become the super great Captain America in Doomsday, and that is what will make him go to Endgame or go back in Avengers Endgame to give the shield to Sam as an old man, because old man Steve Rogers has already lived through the events of Avengers Doomsday, which I guess technically makes sense, because in Doomsday he's still young, and in Avengers Endgame he is old, so yeah, he's most likely already experienced the events of Avengers Doomsday at the end of Avengers Endgame, so it's just kind of a nice, like, full circle moment, which I don't mind if that ends up happening, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, that is essentially how Steve Rogers is going to fit in Avengers Doomsday. He's going to have the baby, Doctor Doom's going to see the baby, he's mostly going to target Steve Rogers' baby, and I guess anyone else that stands in his way, because this movie has a lot on its hands. It's got 4 separate teams, and when we first heard that there were 4 teasers for this movie, I kind of figured that they wouldn't be focused on the 4 teams of the, of the teams that we have in the movie, like obviously Sam Wilson's team, and then the Thunderbolts team, and then the Fantastic Four team, and then the X-Men team. I kind of thought that each teaser would be focused on them, but it appears that that is not going to be the case, and instead it is going to be the first teaser trailer is going to be focused on Steve Rogers, the second teaser trailer is set to be focused on Thor, and we were kind of told that at the first, like, when we first started getting these reports of the teaser trailers, we were told that it was going to be Steve Rogers, Thor, Doctor Doom, and then the 4th trailer would be like an actual, like, trailer, not just kind of like a teaser trailer. It would be like an actual regular trailer. But it appears that that is not going to be the case, and instead it is going to be Steve Rogers trailer 1, Thor trailer 2, Loki Trailer 3 and Doctor Doom Trailer 4, which is kind of an interesting way to go about it because I kind of thought that when it was originally just Steve Rogers, Thor, and Doctor Doom, that they were kind of going off of the, you know, what's that word? The big three in the MCU, you know what I'm saying? Because how Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America are kind of like the big three of the MCU. I kind of thought that them centering, or Marvel centering the trailers around Steve Rogers, Thor, and Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom is played by Robert Downey Jr., who also played Iron Man, Tony Stark, that they were kind of, leaning towards that like big three kind of, nostalgia thing. But throwing in Loki rather than the actual trailer is kind of interesting, but I guess it also makes sense because Loki is technically the most popular character in the MCU right now that they have, aside from like, Spider-Man and those kind of things. Loki is probably like one of the more popular characters that they have in this current saga that we have going on. So I guess it makes sense to focus a teaser on him. So yeah, that is what we have for these 4 teasers: Steve Rogers, Thor, Loki, and Doctor Doom. And it's going to be rolling out 1 week after the other. So we should be getting the Steve Rogers trailer this week, and then next week we'll get the Thor teaser. Week after that we'll get the Loki teaser. Week after that it'll be the Doctor Doom teaser. So that is what we can look forward to for the next couple weeks. And in terms of when we can get the actual trailer, who's to say? It could be around the Super Bowl, but I'm thinking they're probably going to save that for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then maybe around the time Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out is when we can get the teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday. That would make the most sense. But if not, then maybe around like May or April of 2026 is when we could get the first trailer, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, that is what we have to look forward to. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. You guys let me know if you look forward to Steve Rogers coming back in Avengers Doomsday and how you think he'll fit into the story. Because like I said, it'll most likely be centered around his kid that is technically not supposed to exist. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video. We are only 48 subscribers away from 700. We're at 652. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And I think I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.